You've been told your mortgage is your biggest debt, but what if I told you it could actually become your biggest opportunity? Grab a cup of coffee and let's chat. Let's talk about something most Canadians don't even realize. Your mortgage isn't just a bill you pay, it's also a tool you can use if you know how. Traditional financial advice says pay it down as fast as you can, invest later when you have more money. But here's the truth. If you're like most Canadians, your mortgage is eating up 35 up to 50% of your monthly income, and the interest isn't even tax deductible. There's a lot of money working against you. The Smith Maneuver turns that script completely on its head. It turns your non-deductible mortgage interest into a tax-deductible investment loan, and it lets you start building wealth right away without needing any extra money each month. Now, here's how it works in 5 simple steps. You set up a re-advanceable mortgage. This is a combo of a regular mortgage and a line of credit, also known as a HELOC. As you make your regular mortgage payments, your principal shrinks, creating available credit in your HELOC. Then you re-borrow that available credit. You invest it in an income-producing asset like an ETF or a dividend-paying stocks. Then the interest on that investment loan becomes tax deductible, and your tax refund or your tax savings can go back onto your mortgage and speed it all up. This is all without changing your lifestyle. My light bulb moment came when I ran the numbers on my own property. Now, I used an accelerator called cash damming because I own rental properties, and I realized I could cut my amortization off by years, saving me so much money. And it really completely changed how I looked at debt and how I managed my own cash flow. We've been taught to fear debt, to pay it off as soon as possible, but the Smith Maneuver taught me to look at it differently. What if, instead of racing to be mortgage free the old fashioned way, we use that mortgage to build wealth and increase our cash flow? Becoming a Smith Maneuver certified professional wasn't just about adding a new skill, although it has completely opened my eyes to a whole new way of thinking of how I can help my clients. It's about sharing solutions that are available to all Canadians. And the best part is you don't need to be ultra wealthy. You just need the right strategy and a willingness to think differently. Recently, I had a client who was new to Canada, and they asked me for the lowest interest rate because their mortgage was coming up for renewal, and they really felt that having the lowest rate was the ticket to financial freedom. But once we talked, I learned that they didn't have a pension, and they likely wouldn't be able to retire comfortably or, in fact, anytime soon, as they said. So I introduced to them the Smith Maneuver, and now they're set to pay off their mortgage a few years faster, and they're growing their investment retirement fund by over $300,000. That's just not numbers on papers. That is real peace of mind, real options for a better future. Listen, this isn't about getting rich. It's about financial freedom. It's about helping people unlock their financial power and make choices they didn't think they had. I also worked with a young couple in their 30s, and they had a full 30 years left on their mortgage. They had just bought their property, and there was absolutely no room in their budget to invest. But by implementing the Smith Maneuver, now they're contributing their investments every single month, earning tax deductions and building wealth for their future without changing any part of their spending. That's the power of strategy over sacrifice. Now, before you go rushing to the bank, here's what you need to know. First, this is for Canadian homeowners with at least 20% equity in their home. You need the right mortgage structure. It's not just any HELOC, it's the right HELOC. You need to invest in an income producing asset. And most importantly, you need to work with a certified professional. This is not the time for a DIY move. There are tax rules to follow, documents to keep, and it's very strategic and the decisions you have to make at every turn. You're going to ask me why this matters now. Well, in 2025, Canadians are dealing with higher taxes, more financial pressure, and a retirement system that is failing us because it is so out of date. You can't afford to let your money disappear just into your mortgage for the next 20 years. This is about taking control, but not waiting for perfect conditions. Look, if you've ever felt like you're falling behind financially, if you've been paying off your mortgage for years and wondering why you're not getting ahead, you're not doing it wrong. You're just using old advice in a new economy. Your mortgage isn't the enemy, it's the engine, if you know how to drive it. So what's next? Well, be sure to stick around and subscribe. Let's chat about how to know if the Smith maneuver is right for you, what investments qualify for tax deductions, how to find and work with the right professional, and what to expect from the CRA when you do this correctly. You deserve to feel in control of your finances, and this strategy might just be the roadmap you've been waiting for. So make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and when you're ready, let's talk.